Okay everybody, in today's video we're going to be looking at the Russian Capture Kar98k, and these rifles basically are just the Russian rework of the German Kar98. They wouldn't make any new parts for these, and these basically just went a refurbishment process after the Russians captured them. And the Russians captured obviously a whole ton of these during World War II. And what they do is they refinish them. A lot of them will have refinished receivers, but then refinish bolts. And they would electro-pencil the serial numbers to match on these guns. And they would also put a shellac all over the stock. You can see they even got it on the disassembly disc right here. They refinished even the butt plate. And they also even got shellac up here on the front band, but they basically shellacked the whole thing and blew a lot of the parts that would be originally left in the white, like the butt plate and the rear sight would usually be left in the white on these guns. Pretty much most of these guns will be completely non-matching and then just electro-penciled to match. And it does make them a little bit stiff and gritty compared to most K98s, but these are a much more affordable option for K98s in the US. And still chambered an 8mm Mauser. We're going to be shooting 198 grain full metal jacket in this video. They still take the standard K98 bayonets and feed from the same 5-round stripper clips, although it is a little bit more stiff to get your clips into the guide because of just how they refinish the receivers on these. And yeah, so these would be taken from the Germans, refurbished, and put back into service in some cases, and for the most part they would be given out as aid to different countries. And a lot of these ended up in Vietnam, where you can still find some of them that have been brought back from Vietnam, and they won't have any import marks. You can even find some with capture papers. But they were basically gifted out by the Russians to whoever needed guns, and yeah, they eventually got surplused here in the U.S. and are now a much more affordable K98K to find in the States. These can be found from, anywhere still from $500 to $700, which is a lot better than most K98 prices in the States. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it, so let's get into shooting it some. Alright, load up 5 rounds down at 100 yards. And it doesn't want to kick out the clip because of how the receiver's refinished, but it's all 5 of them. Alright, here's our next group, or our first group, and it's just below the plate, and it's a pretty decent group, but just slightly low, but all around decent group. Alright, we're going to load up another 5 rounds down at 100 yards, and we put the sight at 150, which that's one pretty cool thing about the K98 is that the sight's actually adjustable in 50-meter increments. That's all of them. Alright, as you can see, we had a tighter group, but putting the sights up to 150 didn't change our point of impact at all. But a lot tighter of a group, except for this one flyer. Another good group. Alright, we're going to load up another 5 down at 100 yards. And we bumped the sight up again to 200 to see if that will make any difference and get our hits onto the plate. That's all 5 of them. Alright, here's our next group, and that put it on the plate, and still a little bit off to the right, but other than that, that's a very good group out of this gun. Very nice shooting rifle. Alright, well, looks like we're out of ammo, so let's put this on safe and do a bayonet charge. Well, that solved the problem. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. We had a lot of fun with the Russian Capture K98, and this is a, still fairly affordable version of the Kar98 you can find in the US. They're still fairly cheap, and a lot of them have a really, unique history to them. They're a bit more gritty and, just rough around the edges than the German guns, but they're still just as accurate and just as reliable. But yeah, if you want to see any more out of any of our K98s, let us know in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one.